Hello, fellow Americans. I'm Woodrow Wilson, and this is the 2025 interview.
Mr. President, when and where were you born?
I was born on December 28th, 1856, in Staunton, Virginia.
Interesting. What was your life as a child?
As a child, I enjoyed reading and learning. I was curious and intellectually inclined, much to the delight of my father, who encouraged my education. Although I struggled with dyslexia, I worked hard on my studies, fostering a love for scholarship that would shape my future.
Wow, very educated. Can you describe your family background? Were you wealthy or poor?
My father was a Presbyterian minister, and we belonged to the middle class. We valued education and had access to books and knowledge. This shaped my early interest in learning and academics.
What would you consider your greatest accomplishment?
I consider my greatest accomplishment to be the establishment of the League of Nations. It aimed to prevent future wars and promote international cooperation. Unfortunately, the United States did not join, which I deeply regret.
What a tragedy. Speaking of tragedies, what was your greatest failure?
I manufactured the Keep Us Out of War slogan as a re-election campaign promised in 1916, and then led the country into World War I in 1917. This was a great failure, as it contradicted my earlier assurance to keep the nation out of the conflict.
Wow, a tragedy indeed. What does everyone today get wrong about you and your life?
What many misunderstand about me is my steadfast devotion to the idea of self-determination and national sovereignty. While I championed these principles abroad, they were in conflict with domestic issues such as racial segregation, which has led to a complex and controversial interpretation of my legacy.
I see. And how would you like to be remembered?
I would like to be remembered as a man who sincerely aimed for peace and the betterment of humanity through international cooperation. My hope is that history sees my efforts to create the League of Nations as a step toward a more harmonious world.
How do you think that you've influenced modern American life, culture, and society?
I believe my influence on modern American life, culture, and society lies primarily in advocating for the establishment of the League of Nations and emphasizing the importance of international and cooperation. Additionally, my policies aimed at reforming the financial and banking system have had a lasting impact on the economy and regulatory measures in the United States.
And if you could choose another time and place to live, where or when would that be and why?
If I could retroactively transport to another era, I might opt to pursue a path in Roman governance. The classical period has always captivated my imagination with its remarkable socio-political developments and gladiator naval battles. It would be rousing to contribute to Rome's legacy.
Wow, that would be really interesting. And how did you die?
I passed away on February 3rd, 1924, nearly 3 years after leaving my presidency. I had had a stroke that left me partially paralyzed and then experienced another one, leading to my passing.
I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. President. What challenges did you face during your time, and how did you overcome them?
As president, I encountered substantial challenges, notably to the decision to enter World War I. Additionally, I faced resistance to my progressive domestic agenda, sparking backlash and controversies. However, through negotiations and resilience, I sought to address these challenges with a vision of reform and international cooperation.
And what was your opinion on the major social or political issues of your era?
I held strong opinions on several major social and political issues during my era. I vigorously championed progressive agendas such as antitrust legislation, labor rights, and federal income tax reform. Additionally, I advocated for women's suffrage, believing it's essential for democracy. As for international relations, I strenuously pushed for the establishment of the League of Nations to prevent future wars.
Very impressive. Did you have any personal role models or influences that shaped your beliefs and actions?
I found great inspiration from Abraham Lincoln, particularly his leadership during the Civil War and his commitment to constitutional ideals. His unwavering dedication to persevering the Union and the emancipation of slaves deeply influenced my approach to governance principles.
And what advice would you give to the future generations based on your experience?
Future generations should remember the importance of diplomacy, international cooperation, and self-determination as essential components for addressing global challenges and maintaining peace. Additionally, I encourage a commitment to equity, justice, and the pursuit of a fairer world for all.
Last question, Mr. President. Looking back, is there anything you would have done differently in your life or career?
Looking back, I believed I maintained unwavering dedication to my principles and the nation's interest, but indeed, the attempt to maintain peace may have taken unforeseeable turns. Ultimately, no leader operates with perfect foresight, such as considerations on retrospective actions always remain complex. Perhaps a more thorough evaluation of the impact of certain decisions could have led to a different legacy.
That's all I have for you today, Mr. President. Thank you so much.
Anytime. See you next time.